What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Blitz Fantasy Football. My name is Ryan Linkletter. I'm here with Bryce DeGroat. Welcome to your channel where we give daily fantasy football videos for you to help win your leagues. Today, we're tackling Dynasty leagues and we're going through how exactly we think the first round should be set up. I'm going to share my screen, Bryce. We're going with pick 101 here on Sleeper. As you guys know, Sleeper is the best site. Make sure you're using this thing. Bryce, at 101, I don't think we even think about it at this point. It's got to be Josh Allen. Talk to me about why you really like him.
Yeah, I mean, in our Dynasty Creator League, I had the first overall pick, pretty much the exact same spot, and I went Josh Allen without hesitation. Six straight top two QB finishes. No one in NFL history has ever done that before. And as it says right there, he's 30 years old, but I don't see him slowing down at all. This guy probably going to be hooping until he's 36. So dad Josh has got to be locked in, and he's the clear one.
Yeah, I mean, the rushing upside you get with Josh Allen is unbelievable, and especially in a startup, like you getting that quarterback option in a super flex format like Josh Allen makes you feel really comfortable. Now, pick two, Bryce. Is it a quarterback selection here, or is it Bijan Robinson, Jamar Chase, Jameer Gibbs? What are you thinking?
Man, I think it's a running back here. I think Bijan's the pick here. I like Gibbs more currently, but long term, I like Gibbs. I like Bijan more long term. I just, I think this guy is so talented and 24 years old. I know running backs don't last forever, but you got at least another 5 years of them. And I think just he's the top of the running backs, and there's not. Gibbs is close, but besides that, these two are the future. And I think you go running back here, while quarterbacks you can wait on a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I understand, we talk about running backs, they fall off a cliff. I mean, Derrick Henry, though, like some of these really talented guys, the cliff may not be as deep as it is for some of these, really good players, but not generational. And Bijan Robinson's definitely a generational talent at the running back position. You should not have any sort of hesitations there in terms of selecting him. At the three spot, I got to go Drake May. I mean, do we really need to say more? This guy had an unbelievable year, the MVP runner up in his age 22 season, entering year three. He's still 23 years old. They added A.J. Brown, they added Romeo Dobbs. They're trying to improve this offensive line. Josh McDaniels is going to be stuck there forever because he failed as a head coach twice. Everything around Drake May is set up for long term success. And last year, while he was basically perfect in every single statistical category, he didn't have much help around him. So I think with Drake May, we see a very similar year in terms of his overall numbers. May not be as efficient, but Drake May has a really high floor as well because of that rushing upside. I don't think you should be drafting him past pick three. He's got to be going as one of those top three guys.
Yeah, if you took him second over Bijan, I wouldn't call you crazy at all. But regardless, we got two quarterbacks. We got Bijan, and pick four, I believe has to be a running back again. I know Jamar is awesome. I love Jamar, but you don't know with Jamar where he's gonna be. I mean, his contract, he's got another 2 years, but with Burrow whole situation, you don't know where he's gonna be, and I have some question marks there, a little bit of worry. Meanwhile, Jameer Gibbs, not only do I think this guy is so talented and on that Bijan level where I think there's a gap of running backs after these two, but he's 24 years old. He would be younger than Jamar anyway, and this guy just is gonna be probably the best running back in football this year, and I don't see him slowing down in this Lions offense for the near future either way. So that's who I would take.
Yeah, I love it. I love a little bit of Gibby in there. I think after the first four, though, is when you really start to consider, do I trade down into the end of the first, accumulate some more of these middle picks, and, potentially come back in the early second. And that's kind of, I had the 105 in our Dynasty Creators League draft. And, I was like, do I really want Jamar Chase, or do I feel comfortable with the board here? And as you can see, there's not much of a drop off. You have Jamar, Puka, JSN, Jaden Daniels, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So what I personally did was I traded down from this 105 slot into the 108 slot. I won't reveal exactly who I got just yet, but with the 105, if I was staying with this pick, I would be going with, it's tough. I would be going with JSN over Jamar Chase and Puka Nakua. And the deal with JSN is he's still very young, 24 years old. Unlike Puka Nakua, he hasn't mentioned like, hey, like I'm probably not going to play into my mid 30s. JSN just had an incredible breakout season. Sam Darnold returns. I know the offense coordinator situation is a little shaky there, but there's no sort of weaponry in Seattle that has a target competition of, T. Higgins in Cincinnati alongside Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams alongside Puka with Kyron in there as well, and the tight ends they deploy. JSN is going to have an elite target share throughout at least the next 3 seasons in Seattle. So I feel really comfortable selecting him all the way in 105, but that's not exactly who I got at 108.
That's totally valid. I would have went that route and would definitely take him as first wide receiver off the board. But coming up here, Jamar Chase at 6. I can't pass up on him any longer. The thing too with Puka is we all know Stafford has 1 at max 2 years. So that's my concern with Puka is just I'm a Ty Simpson guy, but that still leaves me some questions. And Jamar Chase is the current wide receiver 1. So I'm gonna go Jamar Chase here in hopes that him and Burrow are just paired up for forever.
Yep, I like Chase there as well. At the next slot at the 107, I think we dabble back into the quarterback position. And while a lot of people look at Jaden Daniels here, I'm gonna go Joe Burrow. I know Joe Burrow is not the most healthy quarterback in the world, but he has so much higher of a floor to play into his late 30s than Jaden Daniels does with that rushing upside. I'm not convinced Washington made the right moves around Jaden Daniels for him long-term success-wise, and Terry McLaurin's getting up there in age as well. Burrow seems like if it doesn't work out in Cincinnati, that another team could be an option as well. So really like Joey B. I really like the upside, and I do think Joe Burrow makes a lot of sense here at pick 7.
Can I confirm? Is this tight end premium? Yes or no?
This is not tight end premium.
Not tight end premium. If it was tight end premium, Brock Bowers would be the pick here without hesitation. But without tight end premium, I look at this and I go a couple different ways. Man, I'm not a JD guy, to be honest. I like it. I like the way he plays, but for Dynasty, I worry about the team. I worry about the situation. I worry about his health. I know he's 25 years old. I know he probably has a bright future, but it's just not a guy that I'd be comfortable taking at pick 8. I'd rather a guy like Lamar Jackson, who is older, 4 years older, but I think this guy has quite a bit of time left. And this guy has also had multiple top 5 finishes in his career. And I think this guy is very, very talented, and hopefully with the young guys, the 2 rookie wide receivers they drafted, young Zay Flowers, that he just continues to build up with them and hopefully has many years left.
Yeah. And it's funny, 2 guys. I mentioned the guy I got at 108 is sitting here at 109 still, and it's Puka. I do think Puka is a bit undervalued in Dynasty due to Stafford's age, the uncertainty of what could happen after that. But Devontae Adams is not going to be there long term. Sean McVay locked up a contract extension this offseason, which puts him there for at least another 5 seasons. As long as Puka is with Sean McVay and, Ty Simpson or maybe even Joe Burrow someday link up with Puka Nacua, the production's going to be there. He's been historic so far throughout his career, leads all of NFL history in yards per game. He's a good back end of the first in Dynasty if he falls in your lap type of pick. And, you're sitting here with the back half of the 3, and there's a lot of good talent still here when you're starting up in Dynasty.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm gonna back that up with another wide receiver as well, Amara St. Brown. There's no other better way to put it than one of the most consistent guys ever. He started his career as a wide receiver 7, and then it's been 3 straight wide receiver 3 seasons. And I feel like a lot of people talk about Amara and they're like, oh, he's on the older side, or I feel like people talk like he's like 29, 30 years old. He's 26 years old, and I don't see this guy slowing down. His play style fits this league perfectly, so I'll take Mr. Consistent.
Yeah, and what happened in our draft as well is Amon-Ra actually fell to 205 in our Dynasty Creators League, and I was able to snag him here. You're going to see a lot of players, and Justin Jefferson is sitting here as well down these rankings that are really good players that will kind of slip into this early range. There's a lot of value to be had here in this half. As far as these next picks go, I do think there's a multitude of ways you can go without it being tight end premium. I'm not really going McBride or Bowers here at the end of the first round. I would like to play this out a little bit more into the early second, Bryce. I am going to go. This is going to surprise some people. It's time. I'm going the Iceman, Caleb Williams, right there. I got to put him over Jaden Daniels in terms of my dynasty formats. Caleb is incredibly young. I mean, you look at his sleeper profile right now, he's still 24 years old. He's entering year 3. The Bears around him have a great playmaker set alongside Ben Johnson. They're going to be playing in a dome most likely the back half of his career, which should upgrade his passing numbers. And right now he has the rushing upside. Caleb's a very undervalued player in Dynasty. I do think he's worthy of that first round selection.
Yeah, that's totally valid. Didn't actually think you were gonna go that route, but I'm totally cool with that. I like it. And in our tight end premium league, I reached up and I traded in back into the first round to get Bowers at 8, and I was very happy with that. This obviously not tight end premium, but I'm looking at this board and I'm not gonna lie, I like JJ. Worry about his quarterback situation long term. I like Neighbors. I worry about his knee and how he's going to respond. I worry about Jaden Daniels' health long term. McBride, I like, but Cardinal situation's a mess. Like, I kind of have second thoughts with all these guys, and I'm just kind of left with Brock Bowers. And I'm like, I get it's not tight end premium, but I'm taking this guy over all of these names around him right now. So I'm going to take him at 12. I really like the future of him and Mendoza in Las Vegas. I'm really hoping the trio of him, Genty, and Bowers are kind of the face of this team. And I mean, the division's tough. They're probably going to be down in a lot of games, going to have to throw. There's not much competition for targets right now. And I think of the world of this guy talent wise. I think he's going to run this position for years, kind of like a Travis Kelce type impact career. So I'm going to wrap it up with Brock Bowers.
I like it. I like it. So since we're kind of on this topic, let's just do a 20-second run on some of these guys in the second round. So 201, I think the next selection is most likely Jeremiah Love. Someone picks him, reaches for that running back value. I do like what he can do long term in Arizona. 202, Bryce, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jaden Daniels. I think he finally gets pulled here.
Yeah, I like it there. Good value on that. I think the 10th selection, probably go Jay Jettas, fill in that slot. Get him there finally. A little stack here off and Ron Jettas.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Man, help me out here. I don't know. Which route would you go? Neighbors,
in this situation.
I love Neighbors from a talent standpoint. I'm really concerned about this knee injury. I'm not going to lie. Double knee surgeries, when it kind of seemed to really, really sus, I'm kind of concerned there. So,
yeah.
Do we take the risk? I'm not that I'm just worried. I'm worried about him. That's all.
I would go. I honestly was thinking quarterback here. Well, okay, let's go Neighbors here. I don't think, you know what? No, not Neighbors. We'll go Genty. I think Genty makes a little bit more sense above Neighbors. So we'll go Genty. We'll go Neighbors here. And then what I think will happen in terms of the 206, Mahomes is really undervalued right now. Coming off of, the last 3 seasons, gets a little bit of more infused of offensive talent. It's a great, because Mahomes 2 years ago was the 101, 102. Now he's 206. That's a great value on him.
Yeah, I'd probably go Trey McBride next.
Got it. Who would you go after that?
CD, most likely.
CD. All right. And then after that, I take a look at some of these other quarterbacks. I think Justin Herbert over Hurts and Dart makes more sense in my mind. I think he'll be better with McDaniel. And then you got Drake May's team right here. I do think a little bit.
I think Hampton would be the guy I would.
Hampton and A-Chain are a little bit back and forward with me. So what I'm thinking here to close this out, last team needs probably a quarterback. Jackson Dart or Jalen Hurts long term. It's tough. It really is tough. Honestly, I would go Jalen Hurts still. 27 years old.
Yeah,
probably a better long-term situation.
Yeah, it's just the age difference. You're looking at a 4-year difference, but
which is honestly kind of surprising. I thought it would be a lot less. Or a lot more, sorry. So we'll go Jalen Hurts and to close it, Devon A-Chain for those 2 rounds. A little bit of a speed run in round 2, but your dynasty drafts, man, these first rounds, you got to make sure you fall in love with the guy. There's a lot of value in that late first round, early second for you to crush your draft. Drop a comment down below if you have any sort of dynasty questions heading into your startup draft. Hit that subscribe button for more Blitz fantasy football content. Me and Bryce, we'll catch you guys next time.